Right, I'm going to do a quick video on how to set up Mortal Kombat 11 with the arcade sticks. I use the Zinmo controllers. I believe they work with any other controller systems, but this video is mainly for our 11TB purchases of SHAR-KADE custom arcade cabinets. So let's get into it. Once you've downloaded and installed your Mortal Kombat 11 Steam key in the game to the E drive, I believe it should be E drive Steam apps common Mortal Kombat 11 binaries retail. If not, it'll be in E drive games Steam apps common Mortal Kombat 11 retail. So then, if you're not sure how to get out the menu, you should know how to by now, but you would Alt and F4 out of Hyperspin, press Control Alt Delete, go down to Task Manager, click File, Run New Task, and then run Explorer.exe. That would load Windows, and then what you would do is you would head over to Steam, or load Steam up, install your Steam app, your Steam game, and then you would exit that. Make sure you've got the internet connected, which should have a little notification on the bottom right hand corner to connect to the internet. You can connect to the internet and then head over to the start menu, this PC, then you will go to D drive, setup user guide, PC arcade controller setup. In that folder you would have two X360 CE applications. One would be for the 32-bit version of games, sorry, and the other one will be for the 64-bit version of games. So the 64-bit version is the one we want. What I'll do is I'll go into them files there and I'll delete them out because we'll do one from scratch, and then we want to double click that, open that up, keep that aside. Then we'll want to head over to our Mortal Kombat 11 game. So that's more likely to be installed in, like I say, E drive, games, Steam apps, common, Mortal Kombat 11 binaries retail. If it's not in there, it'll be in E drive, Steam apps, common, Mortal Kombat 11 binaries retail. You would drag that file over into the exe folder, and then you would run make sure also you connect it to the internet before you do this, as well as remove the Xbox 360 controllers, because I'd like to just keep the arcade sticks for Mortal Kombat 11. I don't like to use the Xbox controllers. You can have them plugged in. I'm not too sure if it messes up the settings with having it set to controller 3 or 4, so it's always best just to have the arcade stick plugged in and not the Xbox 360 controllers. Then you would create the Xinput 1.3 DLL file. It would ask you to connect to the internet. That's your best option, is keep the internet enabled. So you would click next. That would automatically find the settings. Then you would click next again for the second controller. Now all you have to do is go through each of the button presses, make sure all the buttons are working and all in sync. Make sure as well you have the left analog stick set as you cut left and right and up and down, so your X and Y. Same as player 1 control, just click on controller 1, go through each button press, make sure they're working. So then head over to game settings. On yours you would more likely see the two 32 bits ticked on here. What you want to do is clone these settings, so you want to click each one of these X input files, tick each one, and then you would apply synchronize settings. Then you will close that down after you've saved it. Close that page down, and what you want to do is then head over to see if I've got it on here already open. So where you want to go is you want to go into this PC C drive, users, SHAR-KADE, which it should be named as SHAR-KADE on our arcade machines. As a user, go to App Data, Local, then Mortal Kombat 11 folder. In that folder there is a user settings. So you would right click that, go to Edit, and just double check to make sure direct input equals off. If that doesn't work, try turning it to on and saving it, but for this we're going to keep it on off. Make sure it's file and saved, and then we want to, I believe, load the game. So once you initially load the game, you may have to run it in as administrator, which I didn't there, so this may not work. But usually most games you don't have to run it administrator. Some games you do. If the controllers don't work one way, you'll quit the game again, run the game as administrator, set it to default, then that game should run as administrator every time, and then the controllers should work. I've already been in the game and changed the settings, but what you want to do is when the game initially loads, you may not be able to press your buttons. I'm pressing them now on the arcade sticks. What I'll do is we'll head to options, because I don't have a start button set with these arcade sticks yet. You would head over to controls, make sure it's changed from keyboard to Xbox One controller, click save, escape, and then use the arcade sticks, go over to fight, local, and then when you press A on controller 2, where the arcade stick 2, that should select your character. If that doesn't work initially the first time, what you want to do is head out of the game again, quit the game, reload the game back up. Once you've saved it to Xbox controller 1, then the controllers should work perfectly. So we'll just go in for a quick preview. As you can hear, I'm bashing away at the arcade buttons. So that's X, that's Y, that's B, A, that's B. And then you have your RB, which is your top third button. And then you block, and then you switch stance. And on player 2, the two end buttons should be, let's have a look. Getting back down to, it's quite difficult to control with the arcade sticks the way they lay on the desk, because they're not actually connected to an arcade. Right, and you should be able to press the both end buttons, which will be our right trigger and left trigger. So what we'll do is I'll hit escape on the keyboard, and then we'll just exit with the keyboard for this moment, because I don't have a start. We'll go back, quit the game, and that should be it. The only other thing you'll have to make sure is set up is if we go back to the D drive and then head to Hyper HQ. Then in the main menu, in the wheel settings, sorry, we want to head down to Mortal Kombat 11. Should be in alphabetical order. There. Then you just want to direct the executable folder to the actual folder of Mortal Kombat 11, which would be in E drive Steam Apps Common, Mortal Kombat 11, Binaries Retail, and it would be that exe file there. I'm not going to set that up because this is on my main drive and I don't usually have a G drive set up, so I'm not going to set that in there. That's for the customer when them have their game installed and their game set up. They would just go in and change that, and when they load it from the main menu of Hyperspin, that game will load with them controller settings. So then, like, share, subscribe to the videos, hit that notification bell, and let us know what you think of this video, man, and I will see you later. Bye.